Hey, what is up, man cave? I am here for a second round with Elias. We're talking about season five, one of the bloodiest seasons of the entire show. So, if you're squeamish, you might want to look away, but if not, stay tuned.
Johnny, welcome back to the cave.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much for having me, man. It's been a while.
It's been a while since season four. Season five is finally out. We've been waiting. What feels like yesterday, right?
Oh God, yeah. I mean, it feels like yesterday that we filmed season four and five in like 1 year. I've never done that much karate before in my life. I still feel the pain in my joints, but it's worth it, man. It's so worth it.
How did it feel like you had to keep everything quiet for pretty much because you did season four, then right into
Yeah.
season five, you had to keep everything in the low.
See, the hardest thing wasn't like keeping things quiet. It was more so like mixing stuff up because we were doing season four promo stuff. Like we would be doing junkets and talking to interviewers and everything like that while we were filming five. And so I was trying to, not mix the two up, like spoil one thing that is
Yeah.
like like a year down the road that no one else is going to be able to see yet, which to us felt like it was just a part of the story. But yeah, that was the most difficult thing for sure.
So season five is out. What's going through your head right now? What are you hoping for? Even for the people that are just getting into it, they're only a few episodes in. What are you hoping for they get out of the season?
Ooh. I would say whenever a new season comes out, I always wonder how the creators of the show are going to top the last season. Like even in season one, I'm like, okay, this All Valley, how could we go any bigger than this? But then again, of course, season two comes out and we have the giant high school fight. I'm like, okay, wow, that was amazing. How
Yeah.
can we top that? And then we have the LaRusso fight, and that's amazing. And then I'm like, okay, how do you beat that? And of course, they did in season four, and we'll see in season five how they even top that.
Right.
It's just crazy how they do it. They always manage to throw something new at the audience that I think everyone can enjoy. And so I think this season, people really have a lot to look forward to. Like, of course, how is everyone going to deal with the silver issue? And then we have a lot of new bad guys entering the dojo. So we're going to see how Eagle Fang and Miyagi Do can handle those guys. It's
Right.
interesting.
So yeah, season five picks up, like you said, where Silver is going crazy. He's going over the
Yeah.
valley. He's building all these dojos and everything. But then we
Yeah.
also see the Miyagi Do kind of breaking up, and Dimitri's like, I guess I'm gonna go get a job now.
Yeah, I would say that is the most Dimitri thing he could ever do. It's like, okay, well, we lost this war. I guess I'll just get my job. And he's on a grind. I actually like my favorite scene, and I'm biased. Throughout the entire fifth season was Dimitri's scene with Johnny, where he sold him the phone, because that's like the first time we ever see those two characters kind of interact one on one. It's usually in a group setting, and it usually ends with Johnny beating up Dimitri. That's just how
Right.
it goes with their relationship. But seeing them actually communicate, and at the very end, Johnny's showing his appreciation for Dimitri, I thought that was a very touching moment, even though it lasted like 2 seconds. It was great.
Who came up with the idea of you cell phones, selling cell
Uh,
phones?
I think it was the creators, and the cool thing is, it's actually the same business that Robbie pretends to be a part of in like season one, where he's stealing
Okay.
computers and stuff. So I think
Yeah.
it's cool that like that's like the in-world business. And honestly, I think it's just perfect for Dimitri. He would be like on Geek Squad or something like that, just because he's half of the binary bros. He's good at
Mm.
computers and coding and stuff like that. So it works. The only issue is, clients like Johnny that can give him a hard time sometimes, but it's great.
Yeah. Speaking of that scene, how many takes did it take you guys with a straight face to do those scenes?
Oh God. I mean, Billy, he's like a really good professional. He's been doing it for years, longer
Right.
than I've been alive. And so he did a pretty good job with it. I think I did a good enough job. There was one time, when Johnny likes to flip the bottle cap, he
Yeah.
threw one of those in there, and he flipped it directly at me and actually hit the camera guy past me.
Wow.
I'm sad that they didn't use that take, but it was like, yeah, that made me crack up a bit because literally it goes so fast. When you hear it, it just sounds like a and I was like, what the hell was that? Is there a fly
Mm.
here? And the camera guy behind me, he's all of a sudden like, what the hell hit me? I'm like, oh my God, a projectile weapon. It's amazing.
Yes, that's right. So we also see the return of Mike Barnes from Karate Kid 3.
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to meet Sean? And how was it as a reaction? Were you surprised at all? Did you know about it that he was going to show up?
Going into each season, I have no idea what's going on. Like I said, the creators of the show, they always manage to top the previous season, so I
Yeah.
never have any idea. But unfortunately, I didn't get to meet Sean just because we didn't have any scenes together. And typically, if you don't have scenes with someone, you're not going to necessarily meet them unless it's
Mm.
like you're passing by maybe at lunch or something like that.
Right, right.
But they're constantly filming at like different locations and different days. So it can be difficult to meet up with someone that you don't have any scenes with. But he seems awesome. And I do like seeing Mike Barnes back into the swing of things. I wasn't expecting him to be as tame as he was. He wasn't like out for blood or vengeance like
Right,
Johnny originally was in the first season. He's an honest businessman, or he was, and then there was a
right.
fire, so
Big
we don't need
fire.
to
That's
get
it.
into that.
So we see you pop throughout the season of
Mm.
season 5. Other than the cell phone scene, what other part would you say was your favorite Dimitri part? And throughout the seasons, how much has he
Yeah.
grown?
I think this season is just kind of even though Miyagi-Do got shut down, uh, it's just kind of a triumphant lap for Dimitri.
Mm.
Things are going so well for him right now. Well, knock on wood, that stays that way. He's getting better at karate. He's becoming more confident in himself. He's got a lot of friends. He's got, the hottest girl in school now, so that's great for him. Yeah, it's just kind of him on his path to becoming a more confident person. And that's all I've ever wanted to see since like day one, where we meet Demetri at the cafeteria. I've just only ever wanted to see him kind of come outside of himself a bit, Uh, and as far as my favorite scene for Demetri, I would say it would be the binary bros at the very end where they're like hacking into Silver's computer and they're trying to like steal all this footage, to see them earn their name as the binary bros and like why they won those coding competitions back in the day. It's really cool. And I know Jacob said he was really excited to have like a hacking scene where you're
Yeah.
hacking away and you're like, oh, I'm getting into the mainframe. That was a fun scene.
Yeah. Could you see throughout that we see a little twist? We see somebody join Cobra Kai near the end. If that could have been
uh,
Dimitri, would you want to see that? Would you want to go to the dark side?
me personally, I would always love to play like the bad guy. I think that's a really fun and interesting thing to play. I don't know if it would work for Dimitri just because anytime he's tried joining Cobra Kai, he usually ends up on the ground or getting kicked around or getting his nose broken.
Right.
So I don't know if he'd be willing to risk that, but it would be cool. I'm not sure how Dimitri would fit in to the Cobra Kai dojo. I would think he'd be more like strategy based, because
Mm.
that's Dimitri's whole thing. Not necessarily like the muscle. He's more the brain. So it would be cool to see his brain power working together with their brute force. I
Mm.
don't know. Maybe in season 6 we'll see. I don't know.
So we
Anything
see
could.
two big fights in season 5. We see one where it's Terry Silver with like
Yeah.
Johnny and Daniel and even Mike Barnes in that fight. And then we have you guys in the dojo fighting while you
Uh,
doing the computer hacking and everything. Tell us about those scenes, man. And tell us how you had a big kick in that one too.
I did. Yes, I finally got to. You were talking about when I took down Kyler.
Yeah.
Yes, I was very happy about that. Throughout the whole show, I'm like, okay, one of these days, Dimitri has to get like something in on Kyler. That's got to
Right.
happen. Oh shoot! Can you hear my dog?
It's okay.
Are you sure? Okay. You want me to let it take her out real quick?
No, if you want to, that's fine. It's up to you.
Okay, yeah, I just don't want there to be any barking in the background. Here, let me do that real quick. Sorry. Okay, sorry.
That's okay.
Wanted to take care of that. Um, okay, sorry. What was the what was the question
We're
again?
talking about the big kick that you did at the.
Okay. Yeah. So I was very excited to see Dimitri get a kick in on Kyler finally. Throughout the whole show, I've been thinking to myself, like, okay, Kyler threw Dimitri's backpack into yogurt. He's constantly making fun of him. He's drawing terrible things on his casts. One of these days, Dimitri has to get, a punch on him or a kick or something. And to finally get that, it was very fun. And Joe's always great to work with. He plays Kyler. He is like literally the exact opposite of his character.
Right.
He's the nicest guy. Shout out to Joe. Love you, man.
You and Joe have
And
something in common now. 2 times on the show.
oh, really? Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Okay. I have to beat him out now. We'll do a third. I have to
Definitely.
win. But there was this one ad lib that I got to add, and luckily they kept it, where after Dimitri took out Kyler, he's like, "Yeah, take that, bitch." I wanted to add that just because I thought it was like such a Kyler thing to throw back at him, and yeah, it was perfect. But the overall fight, that was crazy because we usually get into crunch hour, like it's the final hour when we film Cobra Kai season 10 or episode 10, where we're all rushing around. We got all these big fights. And so it's a very charged environment. And so getting to work with everyone with all that energy doing the big final fight, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And getting to see the weapons they use in
Right.
the Silver and Chosen fight,
Oh my
crazy,
God.
man. Oh my gosh. And then especially Johnny when he had like that moment of like, this is for my family. It was awesome. I wasn't expecting someone to lose fingers either. That was cool.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. You're right.
Yeah. It's crazy this season. I always say so much blood. That's this season in a nutshell.
How can they top it for the next season, right?
Someone dies.
Gotta
That's
be
the only way I see it. Oh God. Yeah, we'll see.
So the saying is Cobra Kai never dies.
Oh.
But the way it ends this season, what's your thoughts?
I mean,
Is it dead? I mean, obviously we mentioned we're gonna talk spoilers.
yeah.
You see Kreese get up and walk, kind of like the joke. It had like the Joker from the Batman type of thing, where he's kind of walking.
Yeah, kind of. Let me just say with that scene, if I didn't know like already that Kreese was faking it, and I just saw him on the ground in like a
Yeah.
prison just bleeding out, I'm like, oh my God, this show is crazy. But of course, he's the mastermind, and he faked the whole thing, and it's a really great shot. So I don't think that this is gonna be the end of Cobra Kai. It has a habit of always, coming back around. Silver might be gone, but who knows how long that'll last. And of course,
Right.
Kreese is out on the run now. And honestly, I'd like to see Johnny take back Cobra Kai for himself. I thought he was doing a great job, even though it resulted in my character getting flipped to the ground. I thought, yeah, he was a great sensei. So I want to see him take it on again. So hopefully, Cobra Kai's not done. We'll see what happens
We'll see what
in
happens.
6. Yeah.
So throughout like my research, everything, though, you guys have filmed pieces of season 6, but has the script actually been written? Because nothing's been confirmed yet with Netflix.
You mean film pieces of 6?
Yeah, they said they have footage that they can use for season 6. One of the
I don't
creators
know
tweeted
any.
that.
I don't know anything about that. Maybe I'm not sure. I mean, they do a lot of establishing shots, kind of on their own too, and
Okay.
of course, the creators of the show. They're like I said, they always have something up their sleeve.
Right.
So I don't know. It's possible. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I can't spoil anything either. They'll kill me.
Right. So no word, even if it gets picked up. Have you have any idea when you're filming season 6?
Uh, it's usually, see, I don't know. It's always different, especially with COVID hitting. We had a while where we couldn't film, and so our
Okay.
schedule was kind of messed up for a little bit. I think we're kind of getting it on track, but everything's up in the air now. I don't know. I can't
Mm.
even say whether or not there is
Right.
a sixth. I'm just saying with five and how it ended, I feel like people would want a sixth, and I know I would too, because to leave it at that would be, a shame. There's so many unanswered questions.
Oh yeah.
So
And
hopefully we'll
they
see.
can keep going. They don't even need to
Oh
like
yeah.
bring pieces back from the movies. They could just keep going with their own storyline.
Season 20, let's go. Let's keep
Why
it
not?
going.
Well,
Yeah.
this past few weeks we've had interviews with like Zapka and Macho pretty much saying like there is an end game, but it's like
Oh,
as a diehard fan, we don't want to see that
yeah.
anytime soon. So what do you
Right.
think? How many if you had your way, how many seasons would you want more?
See, I don't know. It's always tricky because as a fellow fan, like I never want a show to end, but at the
Right.
same time,
You have
you
to.
don't want it. Yeah, it has to end and you don't want it to get to a point where you're like, okay, maybe it's time to end this thing. And it's a tricky balance. I think the best way to do it is leave people wanting more, unfortunately. With that said, I don't know how many seasons the creators have in mind. I know
Yeah.
they have they've had since season one, like the finale of the entire show. They know exactly where this thing is going.
Right.
And I would just trust their process and however many seasons they think they need. They're pretty good at what they do, so I'm not going to
They've
question it.
they've talked about expanding the universe, prequels or even
Mm.
spin-offs. If we see a
Yeah, yeah,
Dimitri, I saw in another interview you talked about a spin-off with you and Jacob going off to
yeah.
college or something like that. Is that what you want to see?
I mean, I think like a Binary Bros spinoff would be kind of cool. I think I said it in that interview. Like maybe they go to college and maybe they start solving crimes a little bit.
Right.
Like Dimitri's the good cop and Hawk's like the crazy cop that breaks people's legs. And together they fight crime and it's awesome.
Uh,
I think that would be cool. But yeah, I don't know as far as spinoffs what the creators would have in mind if they do anything. So yeah, I'm eager to see what that might be. We'll see.
if you could see another cast member spin-off, who would you want to see and why?
Oh God. Oh shoot. I mean, I would love to see Miguel explore his family life a little
Mm,
bit more too, especially with his dad, because we're kind of left wondering like, okay, what does his dad do? Like, how bad is
right.
he? So maybe if he went back over there to figure that out. But that's a really good question. I don't know. Maybe a Bert and Nate spinoff.
I can see that.
Because I don't know, they're like, they're pretty close, friend group. So
Yeah.
maybe they got some things going. That would be
Uh,
cool.
how
We'll see.
how about a movie for Dimitri? He goes to Greece or something like that. Greek heritage. You got to find your Greeks.
Oh yeah, find my hair. Well, first we gotta figure out who my family is. Yeah, I want
Right.
to see who my parents are. That's something we still haven't seen yet. So yes, let's do it. Let's go to Greece.
What's the last thing you want to tell the CK universe?
Ooh. I hope you guys enjoyed the fifth season. I know I did. This season was especially very, bloody, a lot more so than last season's. And I can't wait for you guys to see what we might have in store for the future. It's been a crazy ride. So let's see.
Let's see it. How can the fans find you on social media, keep up with you, and hopefully for season 6 and other future projects?
So I'm usually on Instagram. My Instagram handle is Gianni_DeCenzo. If you just look up my first and last name, you'll probably find me. And yeah, I post on there sometimes. And I have a TikTok, same username Gianni DeCenzo, but I haven't posted there in a while. But if you go there, I might post something soon. We'll see.
There you go. Johnny, man, this is great. Thanks for coming on. And we get a season 6, get it number 3 for you, and you take Joe off the ranking there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We'll do it. I'll take him down. We'll see.